What's up people, welcome to another Arcane afternoon. The second temple event of 2025 has finished. I'm sorry for not uploading in the past few months, but most of you already know that I'm having health problems. A lot of things have changed in the game over the past few months, but I will talk about that in the next video. But one of the changes was that from now on all leaderboard rewards are bound and there will not really be any vanities anymore on leaderboards. This is obviously a really bad change for the game. And this also made the temp event less competitive because obviously a lot of the top players will have less motivation to play the temp event if the rewards are a lot worse and they're bound as well. Now back to the temp event. So in the first temp event in January 2025, I became the #1 rogue, but I was also 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th place. That temp event was also the most competitive because it had the most OP leaderboard rewards of all time. So after the first temple event of 2025, it was pretty obvious that I will be the #1 rogue of 2025. Now the second temple event of 2025 has finished, which obviously doesn't count as much, but I still got #2 rogue. And now it is official that I'm the #1 rogue of 2025. And now let's have a look at the leaderboard rewards that I got from the most recent temple event. I got the Scion of Darkness title for being in the top 50 total score leaderboard, and I got 7 Deathwing titles for being in the top 50 solo high score leaderboard. Here you can already see I did not play all of my alt accounts, I only played about half of all my alt accounts. A lot of rogues have asked me to not do all of my alt accounts so they can also get into the leaderboard, and that's the reason I didn't play all of my alt accounts. I don't really need the rewards. Then I got the Golden Dragon Skull badge, and this badge is a top 5 solo high score leaderboard reward. In general, the top 5 or top 10 solo high score temple badges are the most OP and most prestigious badges in the entire game. I also still have 2 Twilight Templar badges. This was a top 10 solo high score leaderboard reward for the January temple event. From now on all leaderboard rewards are bound, so this is the last solo high score temple badge available for trade. I'm selling both of these for 200 million gold only. It's very cheap, so if you want to buy one of these, just message me in-game through a house mail or message me on Discord. Then I also got 115 bound Elite Awakening gems. This is always nice to have. And for the jewels, I got 1 Corrupted Finesse Jewel, 6 Flawless Finesse Jewels, and 1 Precise Finesse Jewel. These jewels are together worth about 750 million gold. And this is the only tradable leaderboard item that I got. The last leaderboard reward that I got was the Golden Hollow Flames banner. I got 6 of these, and I also got 1 Obsidian Hollow Flames banner. I think these were both top 25 leaderboard rewards, but they are not tradable as no leaderboard rewards are tradable anymore. I've now updated the Wall of Fame. This is the most OP wall in the entire game. First we have the Black Dread title. I got this title for being the #1 rogue in 2022, and this was also the first black title introduced into the game. Then I have the Realm Killer title for being the #1 rogue in 2023, and you also got a Black Deathlord title for being in the top 50, and this was the second black title introduced into the game and also the last black title introduced to the game. Unfortunately, since then we didn't get any new black titles for the temp event. And this empty badge here is the Warriada badge. I also got this for being the #1 rogue in 2023. I actually had 5 of these badges because I had 5 accounts in the top 10, but I sold all 5 of them because they were tradable. Then in 2024 we had 2 temple events, and in the first temple event I only got #3 rogue. That's where I got the killer title from. I did have 3 accounts in the top 10, but my best rogue was only top 3. But in the second temple event where I got this golden badge here at the top, I became the #1 rogue again. So I had 1 top 3 finish and 1 top 1 finish in 2024. So in total I was still the #1 rogue in 2024. And in 2025 we had 2 temple events again, and in the January temple event I was the #1 rogue. I also was 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. I got the temple aura, the most valuable item in the entire game, 8 times. So after the first temple event in 2025 it was already clear that I will be the #1 rogue in 2025. But now in the most recent temple event that has just ended, I still got #2 rogue even though I'm retired and I didn't spend any gold on gears. I still managed to be the #2 rogue in this temp event, so overall I am the #1 rogue of 2025. And hopefully I will be around for another temp event and I can fill this empty space here on the wall with another badge and title. This is it with the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have Discord, you can join the Arcane Legends Discord. The link is in the description and in the pinned comment. We have a main chat and a traders market. In the traders market you can buy and sell items. It's also very easy to post pictures here. And if you're looking for a specific item, you can search in the top right corner, for example, aura, and you will find all posts with the word aura in it. And I also have an investment academy where I post invests that you can take. And we also have an investment chat where we talk about investment topics. For example, the Heroic Siege Part egg, which is the most OP pet in the entire game right now. When it came out about a month ago, I posted in the investment chat, don't forget to buy a Siege Part egg minus 130 million. I also posted in the investment academy, you can invest in Heroic Siege Part egg minus 120 million gold. Best damage AA and possibly passive good in PvP or some. One day later, I posted again in the investment chat 130 mil siege part in auction right now. And another 4 days later, I said again, get a siege part if you don't have yet, minus 125 mil. Another 7 days later, I said the best individual item is Heroic Siege Part. And I also said Siege Part would be worth to buy even if it was 2 billion gold. Here I made another post saying I definitely recommend getting a Siege Part now. About a week later, I again said there's a Siege Part for 165 in auction if anyone needs. So I did tell everyone in the investment academy and even a few times in the main chat many times to buy the Heroic Siege Part egg because it is the most OP item in the game. And if we have a look at how much Heroic Siege Part is worth just 1 month later, we can see that it's worth over 500 million gold. Another one just sold from the auction for 500 million gold. And if we look into my inventory, we can see I have 8 Siege Part eggs still in my inventory. In total, I bought 10 of them for 130 million each, and now 1 month later they're 500 million gold. This means I made over 3 billion gold within just 1 month. And as I said, this is the best egg in the game. In theory, it can go up to even 2 billion gold, but we will see how high it will go. If you want free access to the Investment Academy, you can get it just through activity on the Discord. But if you want immediate access to the Investment Academy, you can just support me on YouTube by becoming an Arcane member. And as a thank you, you will get immediate access to the Investment Academy. But as I said, you can also just get free access to it just by being active on the Discord. You can see every member here has a rank. And if you reach Mythic rank, you will get free access to it. This is it with the video. I'm sorry if the quality of the video is not the best, but I'm also recording on a different setup and I haven't made videos in quite some time. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you in the next one. Bye.